Hi everyone and welcome to today's episode of Mixed Reality with Audio tutorial series. Today we are going to be looking at how you can use Audio's amazing mixed reality features in Unity. And today we will just use the Unity 2021.3 with the HDRP pipeline. Um, as you see in the background, I have the Unity opened up, and then on the bottom left, you see the headset view. Basically, that's what I see in the headset. If I move my left or head to the left and right, you see that it's moving. And Varjo's amazing feature of workspace that I'm able to see my Unity window while I am in the headset. And when I look down, I can also see a full color picture of my keyboard and my hands and my mouse. But without just spending more time, let's get to it. And I opened up the core HDRP scene here, but let's start a simple. Let's start an empty scene in Unity so that we can do some cool stuff. And let's name our scene as Varjo MR, and let's open up our scene. So as you see, this is our empty scene where we have only one main camera and a directional light. First thing, in order to convert this scene to an XR scene or audio supported XR scene, we need to have audio plugin. So let's get the audio plugin. How do I get the audio plugin? By using the package manager. So I go there and window package manager, and I would like to add a package from the GitHub source of Unity plugin. So in the documentation, you'll find the GitHub repository of audio plugin. You copy this URL and come to package manager, press plus, and add a package from git URL. And you just paste the URL that's referring to the GitHub repository of audio plugin, and you press add. While it is adding the Varjo plugin also installs the other requirements such as the Unity XR plugin framework that automatically comes and installs as a package because it's a prerequisite. If it's not in your scene, then it will be needed. So Varjo goes and installs them too. And as you see over here, I can see Unity XR plugin management in here, and I can see my Varjo Unity plugin in here. And you can also check it from here that it's currently installed version 3.0. And as you see here, you have the Varjo samples that comes as a supplement to the plugin. You can import it too, but today I'm not gonna do that. And there are several scenes that you can quickly start using Varjo. But let's do it for some other time. So now I've installed the Varjo XR plugin. I've installed the XR plugin management of Unity. Now we should be able to see the Varjo in the supported assets. I go to edit and project settings and XR plugin management here. As you see, Varjo is now one of the XR headsets, XR devices that should initialize on startup. So I just check, and now Unity will enable initialize Varjo at the startup. And as you see here, you have another tab under the XR plugin management section, which is specific things that are specific to audio, where we will go into a bit more detail in coming minutes. But now let's quickly start. Um, let's take to convert this into an XR scene. So let's first add a reference plane for us. That would be the floor. There we go. And then what we do is basically to convert our camera to an XR rig so that it becomes an XR camera. I right click XR convert main camera to an XR rig. And then Unity handles that automatically and um, creates you the XR camera. And now if I press play, I should be seeing the scene in VR, and my headset would be recognized, and whenever I move my head, it should be moving also in the scene. So as you see, I can see the view over here. My picture is rendered to my headset, and when I move my head, I'm able to see that it is also moving. But I see something additional which you don't see on the bottom left screen. That is specifically unique to Varjo. I see a black translucent square in the headset, which moves with my eye. So whenever I look, the translucent square, black translucent square, just moves with my eye. There is a reason behind it, and the reason is the unsupported post-processing effects that creates visual artifacts in the game or in the application. So what you can do is you then can right click and create a global volume and create certain overrides in order to bypass those defined in the HDRP global post-processing effect settings. So I created my global volume, I click to it, and then I create a new profile. It automatically creates. Now I can add my overrides. So I click override, and the first thing that I would need to add is maybe the ambient occlusion, because Vario doesn't support ambient occlusion. And then I set its intensity to 0. The second override would be bloom, which is also another favorite, but we unfortunately need to disable that too, and the intensity should be set to 0. And then the third one should be the exposure, which Vario supports only the fixed exposure, so I need to override and convert it into a fixed. And as you see, my scene just blew up. The reason behind it is because I didn't define any exposure values to make it reasonably look good. So this would be good. So I added my overrides for the unsupported post-processing effects, and you can see, let's quickly check and confirm that when I press play, I should not be seeing the famous black translucent square that follows the eye. Alright, so crystal clear, I don't see any black translucent square that's following my eye. You can see the set of supported and unsupported post-processing effects in Vario documentation, but we can leave it there for now. So what we now would want to do next is to basically be able to see this cube. We can see this plane over here, and maybe another cube over there in VR, but everything else, meaning the background and the skybox, to be from the real world. So I would want to create a cube. Well, let's go to a sphere. So I have a nice sphere over here, which I can then bring it closer to me. And there we go. I have the square. And then let's move my camera also closer to the scene so that I would be seeing the floor and the cube. All right. Everything is set up, and let's maybe add more, lower the, yep, good enough. So I have a sphere, and I have a floor, and what I want to do is to convert this background to be mixed reality. So how do I do that? There are a few settings that we need to set up first. So I go to settings, project settings, and Vario settings. In Vario settings, you need to uncheck opaque. What this does is to tell Unity to be able to render the scene as transparent background scene. So that is done. The next thing is you need to have a color buffer format which supports alpha channel. Since we are trying to achieve a transparent background or something that should be transparent, that needs to support alpha channel. So in the HDRP settings, HDRP assets, there are a few different assets as you see here, and I'll choose the default one first, and I see a color buffer format to be this one. But what we need is a one which supports alpha channel, and I choose the one which supports alpha. Would this be enough? No, because there are a few other assets. So you need to do this for all the other assets all the other HDRP assets in this here. So I go there and then change the color buffer format to be a one which alpha channel, and another one to be alpha channel, and another one to be alpha channel. So now my scene is ready. My project is ready to be submitting rendering the scene with transparent background. But where is the transparent background? So there is none over here. I don't see anything. So what we need to do is to change the main camera's background to be also transparent. So how do I do that? I go to main camera settings and then go to environment, and the background type, instead of sky, I give it a color. And as you see now, it's blue. But I don't want blue. I would like to have something which is transparent. 000, and then with zero transparency alpha channel. So I close this one, and as you see over here, my scene is only if a plane that which is floor and a sphere which is in front of me, and then basically the background is complete black, which in fact is actually transparent. So as soon as I press play, I should be seeing the black places, black parts in this camera preview to be from the real world, and then the other ones, the virtual elements, would be in virtual life. But it's not gonna work. But let's see that it's not gonna work. So I press play, and we are now seeing my scene. So as you see on the bottom left, I see the scene. Everything looks okay. So I see my sphere. I see my floor, but I see also everything to be black. So what I need to do is to basically write a small script that would enable that will tell Varjo to start the mixed reality streaming. So how do I do that? I go to here, right click, create a C# script, and let's call it start MR. So I double click and open my script. Okay. And here is my empty script. First, what I need to do is to add the Varjo plugin using Varjo.xr. Simply that you can enable all the XR functions of Varjo in your project. And the next thing I do is in the start, so whenever the scene initializes, we would like to enable the video see-through cameras and the way or video see-through cameras to be rendered. So the way that we do is by using Varjo mixed reality dot start render function, and I save my scene. So now I have my startmr.cs file has the function to start the mixed reality feed or video see-through feed. I go back to my Unity window and it will compile everything. Yes, no errors, everything is cool, and I just need to get this one to this component to one of the game objects, which could be the main camera, and I see my script is there added to the main camera. And now when I press play, I should be seeing the background as video see-through. There you go. Voila. And as you see, my scene is rendering in front of me. My black, my sphere is over there, and the rest of the scene is in VR. And this is how you can basically create a um, mixed reality scene by enabling the MR features of Varjo headset. So thanks so much for joining, and see you in the next episode.